It is unacceptable for a DA to deny someone's right to attend hearings without valid justification. But that is what happened to me. Welcome to DUI Shatters Lies, while we explore the realities victims face while navigating a justice system that often fails to protect our rights. I'm Sarah, and today I want to address a troubling and unfortunately all too common issue when victims' rights are disregarded by those entrusted to uphold them. This was my reality. In this episode, I'll provide essential information on what steps to take and how to file a formal complaint if your rights as a victim are ever denied or violated. Now, victims deserve transparency, respect, and the right to participate without the fear of intimidation. Today, I'll share a copy of a formal letter you can use as a template to file a complaint with your state's Judicial Conduct Commission or the Bar Association when rights as a victim are violated. Before you do this, make sure you understand what you're getting into and consider how it will affect you, sometimes for years. After my son's tragic death, I was left out of critical hearings, ignored by the DA's office, and even surrounded by marshals when I tried to participate. The district attorney's office and their victims' rights coordinator failed to notify me of key hearings. When I discovered a hearing scheduled for December 2023, I emailed 8 people within the DA's office to inform them of my intent to attend. Not a single person responded. Despite this, I attended the hearing. But something cruel occurred before it happened. I was left in an area where I came face to face with the man who killed my son and his mother. This deliberate encounter unfolded before the hearing started. After the 5-minute hearing, the situation escalated when marshals surrounded me and forcibly escorted me back into the DA's office along with the assistant DAs and victims' rights personnel. This intimidation occurred solely because I exercised my right to attend. I shared this experience in my video titled, A Mother in Mourning Surrounded by Marshals, What's the Story? Part 1 and 2. This deeply traumatic event ultimately led me to seek treatment for PTSD. Denying an individual the right to attend a hearing can compromise our ability to participate in the legal process and affect the case's outcome. And this is simply what they want too. Out of sight, out of mind, can do whatever they want to do. Reality is that the district attorney or DA works for the state, not for you. They will tell you this, and I've told you this over and over again. Only you work for you and your loved one. Your case is one of many that the DA handles with 24 steps required to bring a case to trial. It is often more convenient for the DA and the defense to settle through a plea deal. You are not involved, which makes it easier for them to proceed. Much easier. Not participating in legal process leaves you feeling silenced and powerless in the system that should give you comfort and serve justice for all, but it doesn't. While the system might claim to uphold victims' rights, in reality it depends on who is in charge. Another, who the elected official is that's in charge of this, and the DA. If you experience something similar, you're not alone. You're not alone. The DA's preference for no one to attend hearings is concerning, as it suggests a lack of transparency and accountability. Access to the legal system and the right to participate in hearings are essential, particularly for ensuring that we get justice and we know what's going on. Getting the person in prison who murdered our loved one is something we all want to do. The reality is that the person who killed our loved one can walk free if we are not involved. It is called probation, and we know how that works. And a plea deal, and we also know how that works. And don't forget the affluenza defense that has been used recently. The defense attorneys will come up with all kinds of unbelievable defense tactics. This is why you need to be the squeaky wheel. It's your right. And you are the only one that can fight for your loved one. Filing a complaint when your rights as a victim are ignored can take a long time, sometimes years. It might not always work out as you hope. Even if you're right, the consequences for the district attorney, judge, or lawyer might be like a slap on the hands, a couple months off of work, a small fine, but it is a way to go. You should go to your state bars association to report a district attorney or a lawyer. If you need to report a judge, contact your state's Judicial Conduct Commission. These groups check if judges and lawyers follow the rules, but the process can be slow and frustrating. Knowing where to go is crucial to ensure your voice is heard. However, that doesn't mean your efforts are wasted. By acting, you hold up the system accountable, even if immediate justice isn't served, and it probably won't be. Your complaint can contribute to a more significant push for change and transparency in the legal system. It may also inspire others in similar situations to come forward, which is what I'm hoping to do with my videos. Building momentum for reform. I say that, but I honestly, in my heart, cannot see it for what I've gone through. But let's hope in the future there is reform. Although I do want you to keep advocating for your rights, and remember that persistence can still lead to a meaningful progress over time, even in the face of a slow system. And believe me, it's a slow system. It's years. Not days, not months, not like it is on TV. It's years. I have included a sample letter in the YouTube introduction that you can customize for filing with the law boards or any appropriate authority regarding your experience. Now remember, this step is significant and can be challenging and lengthy. And I am not an attorney, I am a victim. I would highly recommend that you find an attorney. In closing, no victim should have to fight for fundamental rights to transparency, respect, and inclusion in the legal process. As victims, we deserve a voice, and the system must uphold these rights without intimidation or disregard. If you face similar challenges, know that you are not alone, and advocating for change is an act of courage that can inspire others. Together, we can work toward a system that values and protects victims' rights. I want to thank you for listening. Let's continue to shed some light to these injustices, because real change begins with awareness. After my son's tragic death in a DUI crash, I fought to attend every hearing to ensure his voice and my own were not silenced. But what happened when I asserted my right? The district attorney's office ignored me, left me to face the man responsible for my son's death, in an orchestrated, yes, confrontation, and most chillingly surrounded by marshals and forcibly escorted as though I were a threat, simply for being present. This wasn't just a procedural failure, but an affront to dignity and justice. It should not have happened to me, and it should never happen again. I am Sarah Raney, a victim. The mother of Dr. Kenley Gene Raney, who lost his life January 25th, 2019, to a drunk driver, Dennis Rodriguez Abeda Jr. And again, I say this to you. He is in prison. That is the reason why I can mention his name and show his picture. Thank you.